Oh, yeah.
Who's missing?
Are you expecting any friends or family to come and take photographs?
None. We're your family.
We're your family for the next 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Love us or hate us, we're here. Okay, we're ready.
Except for you.
No, I'll be here except for
No,
Scott. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Scott's waving.
All right.
I'm gonna be Larry's family for the next couple of years. I'm gonna hang out next to him.
You'll end up with a reputation.
Yeah, the back row boys.
Yeah.
All right, the first,
Want that one.
welcome to the Town Council organizational meeting of May 16th, 2005. Our first agenda item is to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, let's do that.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We get to do the oath of office. So I think Wilfred, Jen, and I should stand up together, and she'll read the.
I think you should go from it. You guys have to do it again?
Yep.
You do, huh?
You gotta swear again. Come on over here, Jen.
Doing that 'cause we're not as many people.
No, we did it all together.
Okay.
Make it easy.
Jen, where's your tiara?
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
Brian Hart.
Of Newmarket, do solemnly swear that I will bear faith and true allegiance to the United States of America and the state of New Hampshire, and will support the Constitution thereof, so help me God.
I do.
I state your name.
Brian Hart.
Of Newmarket, do solemnly and sincerely swear and affirm that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent on me as a town council member, according to the best of my abilities, agreeably to the rules and regulations of this Constitution and the laws of the state of New Hampshire, so help me God.
I do.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jen. See you there, Scott.
Right.
So Jen, you can join us with Scott's seat for now, and then we'll see you now.
Let me brush it off after 3 years of dust.
And some hot air, too.
And some congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Oh, your hands are freezing.
And
You must.
at this
Must say
time, I
something
think
right
we're
away.
going to take
What
nominations
side?
for the chair.
No, just kidding.
I'll make a nomination for Councilor Lorianne Caprioli as chair.
Second.
Councilor Morrison seconded. Sorry. That's like
That's
habit,
okay.
sorry.
That's quite all
I get to
right.
run it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Guess generally we vote.
Okay. Is there a vote?
Further nominations, right?
I don't know. Do we do that?
I think you-
We do that with regular appointments.
Yeah.
I don't know, we've never had multiple nominations, as far as I'm aware, for chair, so you can ask if anyone else wants to be nominated.
Any other nominations?
So then the roll call vote.
Okay. Call the vote.
And Helen can do it. I think you got a list there?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Council Jerry Hamel,
Aye.
Council Caprielli,
Aye.
Council Morrison,
Aye.
Council Wilford Hamel,
Aye.
Council Glennon,
Abstain?
Council Jarvis,
Aye.
Council Hart,
Aye. All right, Lorianne.
6-0.
Who's gonna answer my question?
Brian.
Congratulations, Lorianne.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I know, that's why I picked up my.
It's like I'm next to Jerry for a year.
This is a good side to sit on.
Yeah.
We're out of the camera.
Oh, I was hoping to keep that up there in case I got into trouble.
It's kind of leans to the right.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna take this card out.
Oh, yes.
That's what's happening next.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, insert here.
Yours doesn't change.
Not so bad. But Jerry, you're on the
Thank you.
public on the right.
Okay, the first thing I need to know is we gotta change names around. I need a heart for Caprioli. Well, I guess we'll do that after.
Yeah. You
Gotta be
can
fair.
talk to
Guess
Al and they
got
can
there.
rename.
I know, well, I don't wanna get confused right off the bat. Okay, the next item on the agenda, by the way, thank you, everyone. I appreciate your confidence. Is nominations for vice chair, and I'll entertain nominations for vice chair.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I have a nomination.
go ahead, Counselor.
Gerard Hamel,
Is there a second?
Vice Chair of the
Second that.
council.
Wilfred Hamel nominates Jerry Hamel, and the second is Brian Hart. Are there any other nominations? Okay, Helen, could you please call the roll?
Counselor Jerry Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Caparelli? Oh,
Yep.
I gotta do it the other way around. Okay. Counselor Hart?
Aye.
Counselor Morrison?
Aye.
Counselor Wilford Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Glennon?
Aye.
Counselor Jarvis?
Aye.
And Counselor Caparelli?
Aye.
7-0.
All right, Jerry.
Jerry, I'll trade seats.
Jerry, bring the name tag.
Jen, you don't have a name tag?
The yours will be made.
Jerry, your name tag.
Yours will be made. It takes. He doesn't come to the organizational meeting. Just, there's not really a need.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the presentation of the plaques. And Mr. Foster, since you're sitting in the audience and I'm sure you're anxious to start your newfound freedom, I will present your plaque first. And I'd like to read it. Town of Newmarket 2002 to 2005 Award of Appreciation presented to Scott Foster for dedication and devotion to the town of Newmarket in the capacity of town councilor. Thank you. Thank you for your time and your service.
Tell him that's coming out of his next check.
The name was done in magic marker, so it's very
And I have one more to present to Brian Hart for serving as chair and from 1999 to 2005. And I'd like to just say I have some, well, maybe not, but that's what's on here. I'm just reading what's on here.
Only have one term.
2 years as chair, right?
Yes.
Out of that whole
3
year.
years.
I just want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for running again, and I think I have some pretty big shoes to fill.
Oh, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
I think that's size 11.
I put my business cards and my pen.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is town council to consider appointments to standing committees. I think there's one thing that we need to take care of that's housekeeping. Is the cemetery trustees, because of the timing of the town council's actions at the last meeting, we didn't have time to advertise for that
We should hold
spot.
off.
And I'd like to entertain a motion to hold off to the June business meeting for that, so we can advertise those
Also
those
move that
positions.
motion.
Second.
Thank you, Counselor Glenn and Counselor Hart. So we'll put that off until the June business meeting. Helen, could you call the roll, please?
Sure. Okay. Counselor Jarvis.
Aye.
Counselor Hart.
Aye.
Counselor Morrison.
Aye.
Counselor Wilford Hamel.
Aye.
Counselor Glennon.
Aye.
Counselor Jerry Hamel.
Aye.
And Counselor Caparelli.
Aye.
7-0.
Okay, the first item for appointments are the Advisory Heritage Commission. I just want to explain to the council that we'll vote on all nominations. So if there's 2 nominations, we'll vote regardless of the first nomination's a vote turnout. We're going to vote on all of them because that's the way that we've always done it. Yes, David.
I thought in the past that we would put in what we would look for committees, and they were appointed.
This is different. This is the public appointees? Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
that's,
sorry.
That's
will.
going to be hard.
Thank you, second chair.
Maureen, I think you're going to have to get a reverse buzzer that electrocutes my seat when I do that.
That's fine.
Last year I looked at you, so. that's probably
Yeah,
fine.
that's all right. I'm going to need help at the beginning, that's fine. So Advisory Heritage Commission, we have Forbes Getchell, Nicholas Popoff.
I don't have any of those nominations.
They were,
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You got 'em?
Yep. I saw it afterwards.
And there are 2 seats available, or 4?
It's
I'm on the wrong
top of the
page.
second.
Yeah, okay.
maybe.
There are 3 vacancies and 1 alternate vacancy, and Judy Ryan is also a candidate. I apologize, I'm looking at the applications.
Council Caparelli, do you mind putting your microphone just down? Yeah,
Toward me?
yes.
Okay.
So they can hear you better.
Is that better? I guess I gotta learn how to run the sound system, too. So, may I hear nominations?
I'll nominate the 4 individuals here. Is there supposed to be 3 and then the other one's an alternate? Yeah.
Well, I see 3 individuals.
Yeah, I
unless
see
I'm-
right here.
No,
No, actually,
Oh, alternate, Getchell. Okay, yep, okay.
okay. So as they are, Mr. Getchell, Mr. Popoff, Judy Ryan, and an alternate as Sylvia Getchell in nomination for those vacancies.
Can I just suggest that we add that their term expires in May of 2008?
Yes.
I think we should do that with all of them.
Yep.
Thank you. Counselor Glennon, is there a second?
so moved.
Any
Sorry, Brian.
discussion?
Oh, no.
Any discussion on the nominees? Helen, could you please call the roll?
Sure. Counselor Jarvis?
Aye.
Counselor Hart?
Aye.
Counselor Morrison?
Aye.
Counselor Wilford Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Glennon?
Aye.
And Counselor Hamel?
Aye.
And Counselor Caparelli?
Aye.
7-0.
The next nomination would be for the Black Bear TIF. There's 1 vacancy, and Lionel Labonte, who is a property owner, has applied for that position. The term would expire in May of 2008. Is there a motion to nominate Mr. Labonte?
So moved.
Second.
Second?
Do you have a discussion on this?
Sure.
If he's the property owner, is that a conflict?
I think there has to be a property owner in a
But
TIF district.
He actually owns the property.
Yeah, the
Go ahead.
if the my understanding is that the Black Bear, both TIFs have to have representatives from within the TIF district because it's basically a special tax district. So, for instance, we have property owners in the downtown TIF district that own property, like Crescentia Healy, Nick Popoff. So Mr. Labonte does own property, owns quite a bit of it.
But his is the property that's in question, that's part of the Black Bear. That's trying to
true.
be sold
Yep.
to the town. That's where I find the conflict of interest. I think
It-
the council should consider this, seriously. I mean, this, seriously, think about it. It's his property that he's trying to sell. He's gonna sit on that board? Let's put the fox in the hen house.
He's already been on the board for 3 years.
But doesn't make it right.
Just saying.
I mean, I'm bringing this up, so if anybody has any other questions, this is the time.
Are you also?
Yeah,
Wilford?
Does anyone know who he's replacing?
oh, yeah,
Himself, I think.
probably.
So he's been there right along.
But still, it doesn't make it right.
Maybe we could get legal counsel to see if it's actually, if there's any problem with this, and maybe postpone this appointment until the June business meeting?
I'll leave that up to a vote of the council. Do you want to make that a motion? Did you have?
There's a
any vote?
motion on the floor.
Yeah, we have a motion. Go ahead,
You can make a motion to table.
Jerry.
Yeah, I'll make that a motion.
You
Wait a
can't, there
minute.
is a motion on
I
the
got
floor
Jerry.
now.
Yeah, but we're still in discussion, so Jerry,
Okay.
go ahead.
Yeah, I think the makeup of the TIF districts are property owners within the districts, abutters, and then I believe there's one or two at large in the town, so I can't see where that's a conflict at all. It's probably a plus to have the major landowner be a part of it. If his land is the land in question, it's probably a huge plus to have him be a part of it. I just don't understand how that can be a conflict.
Who's Foster now?
I am.
Oh, that's who's, Wilford? I already called, did I call on you already? You're all set?
Probably me.
Jerry's all set.
I don't know. Did you push?
Caprioli, okay, that's you, go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking about it, and I would think that since the makeup of the committee is prescribed, and it includes someone who's going to own property, then it's pretty impossible for it to be a conflict. I mean, you can't avoid it. On the face of it, it being a landowner would appear to be a conflict of interest, and I would suspect that if there are particular votes on that TIF committee, although they're only advisory, first of all, we can do whatever we want. They can't stop us. So he doesn't really have that much authority. But if he was going to make a particular vote that would dramatically change the value of his property, it would probably be appropriate for him to recuse himself from that particular vote, which I think the charter would require. But then again, they're only recommendations. The council has to decide on it.
Counselor Glennon.
He's going to be privy to discussion anyways, because if it's his property that he's trying to sell, I would imagine that the board would be in conversation with him. But the fact that he's on that board with a voting, the power up to vote, there's clearly, in my opinion, a conflict of interest, clearly. So, I mean, I'll leave it up to the board. I basically said what I have to say about that. And because it was done in the past does not mean that it's right. I cannot believe that somebody would sit here and say, well, it was like that before. Shake your head.
That's not what I said.
Okay, have someone without a label, is that?
That's me.
Thank you. Brian?
Can I amend my motion to read, if we just vote on this and whatever pending legal counsel?
If you made the motion, you can actually withdraw it and make a new one.
Okay, I'll
The next
withdraw.
person withdraws their second, or you can amend it. You can do it either way.
I'm not going to try for the fancy wording, but I'm going to withdraw my previous motion and.
There's
why
already a
don't we-
motion on the floor.
Yeah, there's the motion that I made that Jerry seconded.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Oh,
okay.
I thought you meant,
No, it was
okay.
fine.
All right, so
Two on the floor.
they're not withdrawing their motion, I take it.
Which was your motion again?
My motion was to nominate Mr. Labonte.
Yes, and Jerry seconded it.
Right, well, that's, okay.
You never got the chance to make your tabling motion because.
I'm sorry.
So, you I
Well, can I
believe.
try, if there's any question, why don't we vote on this and just have legal counsel say one way or the other if it's a problem, and then if it's not a problem, it can go through. And if it is a problem, we can address it in due time.
Okay, let's clean up this motion, first of all. I mean, you can vote it down if they're not gonna change it. And Jen, there's a little button over there next to you that you push when you wanna talk.
I wasn't sure if you were still figuring out the buttons, that's why I see it now.
Okay, and go ahead, Jen, because you had your hand.
I was just going to suggest the same thing, that we move with the motion that's already on the table, and then I think it's confusing it to have them both out there.
Okay, thank you. And Counselor Hart, you had to push your button.
Yeah. I wouldn't have a problem with we getting legal counsel. I still don't, I think any property owner is going to have this conflict, just because it happens to be the biggest landowner, and that's the way it's created. So I also didn't say that just because this is the way it was makes it right. I was just stating the fact that he has been on the committee for 3 years. Finally, although I don't necessarily agree with this statement, it has been said in the past that what's good is for, I think it was General Electric, is good for the country. And I think what's General Motors, and what's good for Mr. Labonte in developing that property is probably going to be in the best interest of this town, because in terms of our tax base, it might not be the particular type of development we want, but that's why the council makes the decisions. The TIF committee is only advisory, folks, remember that. They can recommend that we rezone it to allow a nuclear power plant, which of course would make him more money. And we could say, no way. They're advisory. So I'd be willing to amend it to allow for input from legal counsel, but only if Jerry agrees, as the second to the motion.
So what you're saying is we'd vote on it, and if legal counsel says it is a conflict, then we would revisit it? Or?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'll withdraw my first second and second the new motion.
Do you have that? Okay. So first, we need to vote on the amendment, or did you withdraw?
Oh, we think it was a friendly amendment with
Okay,
Jerry,
all right.
so.
So,
So-
at this point, is there any other discussion?
Can I just clarify? So we're voting to recommend to appoint Lionel Labonte pending legal review, and if the legal review is okay, he's fine. If it's not, then we revisit it. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was on the same page. Thank you.
Helen, go ahead, call the roll.
Counselor Jarvis?
Aye.
Counselor Hart?
Aye.
Counselor Morrison?
Aye.
Counselor Wilford Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Glennon?
Aye.
Counselor Jerry Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Caprielli?
Aye.
7-0.
Okay, the next committee is the Conservation Commission, and there are 3 vacancies and 1 alternate. One term expires in May 2007. 2 terms expire in May 2008, and the alternate expires in May 2008. The candidates, for the 1-year term, there is none. For the 2-year terms, Wilford Hamel and George Hilton. And for the 1-year alternate term, John Pahopek. Is there a nomination for either of these terms individually or all of them together, however you choose to do it?
I make a motion to nominate Wilford Hamel and George Hilton for a term expiring in May 2008, and John Pahopek for the alternate position expiring in May 2008.
Thank you, Counselor Hart. Second by Counselor Glennon. Any discussion? None. Helen, could you please call the roll?
Sure. Counselor Jarvis?
Aye.
Counselor Hart?
Aye.
Counselor Morrison?
Aye.
Counselor Will Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Glennon?
Aye.
Counselor Jerry Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Caprielli?
Aye.
7-0.
Okay. The next committee is the Downtown Business TIF Advisory Board. There are 4 vacancies. There's 2 terms that expire in May 2008. A property owner candidate, Nick Popoff, is one. There's a 1-year term that expires in May 2007. Property owner Crescentia Healy. And there's a 1-year term that one term that expires in May 2008. And then person that applied is Gil Lang. He's a member at large, so there's 4 vacancies with 3 candidates. And I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to nominate Nick Papa for the term expiring in May 2008, Crescentia Healy for the term expiring May 2007, and Gil Lang for the term expiring May 2008 as the at-large member.
Second it.
I'm just asking a question of the board and the former chairman. Since we're seeking legal counsel on the property owner in the first TIF, should not we do that also for this one? Is there any difference?
Is that Crescentia?
And Nick,
No.
both of them. Nick, Crescentia owns a condo.
Oh, she does.
Who's the second one?
Crescentia owns a condo in Rivermore, and Mr. Popoff owns the tattoo shop,
I'd like to,
the small brick building.
I would like to give input to that if I can, Madam Chair.
Brian, your button's been on.
Oh,
All
sorry.
right, maybe I didn't shut it off. Go ahead, Dana.
Again, I want to point out there is a difference here, and the difference I see is that their property is not up for sale. They're going to be part of that discussion. That certainly does fit the realm of the requirements, which is you must be a property owner. The difference between this one and Black Bear is that the individual owns the property that is going to be purchased or wants to sell to the town. There's a big difference there. Thank you.
Yep. Anybody else? Okay, Helen, can you please call the roll?
Sure. Counselor Jarvis?
Aye.
Counselor Hart?
Aye.
Counselor Morrison?
Aye.
Counselor Will Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Glennon?
Aye?
Counselor Jerry Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Caprelli?
Aye.
7-0.
The next one is Housing Authority. There's one vacancy. It's a one term which expires in 2010. And the candidate is Cindy Levine Lemieux.
I'll make a motion to nominate Cindy Levine Lemieux for the Housing Authority with a vacancy, term expiring May 2010.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Helen, can you call the roll, please?
Counselor Jarvis?
Aye.
Counselor Hart?
Aye.
Counselor Morrison?
Aye.
Counselor Will Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Glennon?
Aye?
Counselor Jerry Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Caprelli?
Aye.
7-0.
Okay, the next item is Library Trustees, two vacancies, one term expiring in May 2007 and one term expiring in May 2008. Candidate Lola Torney is applying for May 2007, and Isabel Donovan is applying for May 2008. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make such a motion to appoint those two individuals.
Thank you, Counselor Glennon. Second?
I'll second that.
Jennifer Jarvis seconds. Discussion? Helen, can you please call the roll?
Counselor Jarvis?
Aye.
Counselor Hart?
Aye.
Counselor Morrison?
Aye.
Counselor Will Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Glennon?
Aye?
Counselor Jerry Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Caprelli?
Aye.
7-0.
Okay, the next item, or the last one, or, nope, it's not the last one, sorry. The Open Space Commission, there is one vacancy, and we have two applicants. The term expires in May 2008. We have a Janice Rosa and Drew Kefeber, who have both applied. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to nominate Drew Kefeber for the May 2008 term of the Open Space Commission.
Second.
Did you say there was two positions or?
One position.
Okay.
So, Counselor Hart motions, Counselor Wilfred Hamel seconds. The motion was to nominate Drew Kefeber. Is there any other nominations at this time?
I'll nominate Janice Rosa. I believe she was the other one.
Yep.
For the term to expire May 2008.
Is there a second? No second? That motion fails.
If I just have a comment.
Sure.
If Janice, you're watching, I'm not nominating you because I've worked with Drew for the last 3 years on the Open Space Commission, and he's been a great asset, and we need him. Frankly, we need him to continue the work, and it's not really a judgment about what Janice would contribute. And she's done great work on the Veterans Memorial Trust Committee, and I hope she continues to do that and maybe applies for another committee or another opening on this committee.
Thank you, Counselor Hart.
Oops, another one. Will Hamel.
Yep. Go ahead, Wilfred. Sorry, I really got to get used to that.
Yeah, I second it on the same conditions, the same reason that Brian mentioned. Thank you.
Any more discussion? Okay, so we'll vote on the first motion for the nomination of Drew Kefeber. Helen?
Counselor Jarvis?
Aye.
Counselor Hart?
Aye.
Counselor Morrison?
Aye.
Counselor Will Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Glennon?
Aye.
Counselor Jerry Hamel?
Aye.
Counselor Caprelli?
Aye.
7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job you're doing.
Okay, Riverwalk Advisory Committee, there's 4 vacancies and 2 alternates. Do we have anybody on the committee right now?
I'm on it as a council representative until tonight.
Okay,
We reorganized it,
Right,
and no one
right.
applied until now.
okay.
That's my understanding.
So there's only, as I can see it, there's only 1 candidate for 6 positions, and the term expires May of 2008, and that's Crescentia Ann Healy. Is there a motion to nominate Crescentia?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Counselor Glennon. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Counselor Hart. Any discussion? I keep wanting to say all those in favor, raise your right hand. Counselor,
Helen?
Helen, can you please call the roll?
Okay. Counsel Jarvis?
Aye.
Counsel Hart?
Aye.
Counsel Morrison?
Aye.
Counsel Will Hamel?
Aye.
Counsel Glennon?
Aye.
Counsel Jerry Hamel?
Aye.
Counsel Caparelli?
Aye.
7-0.
Okay, Veterans Memorial Trust, there are 4 vacancies, and no one has applied.
Please apply.
So, why don't we,
Are these?
I think we should probably, maybe we'll advertise this again along with the Cemeteries Trust Committee, because maybe we'll get some
Maybe
response.
the Riverwalk, too.
Maybe we can put it on the
In the
TV.
Riverwalk, yeah,
The brief
ZBA.
description of what it does.
yeah,
And the ZBA.
Yeah.
in the ZBA. Everyone's volunteered out, I guess. Okay.
Which meeting will it go to?
I would say the June business meeting.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Or when we get the applications.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
We still have one more, right?
Yep, we have the ZBA, Zoning Board of Adjustment. There's 2 vacancies, 2 alternates, so there's 4 positions. 2 of them are vacant, or not vacant, 2 of them are open till May 2008. 1 alternate is open till May 2006, and another alternate till May 2008. And Jerry Hamel has applied for one of those positions, the 2008, is that correct? Because I left my paper
Yes.
over there.
Yes, right.
Okay. Is there a motion to nominate Jerry Hamel for the one of the May 2008?
So moved. I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Counselor Glennon. Thank you, Wilford Hamel. Counselor Wilford Hamel.
Hey, how come there's no holes?
Any discussion?
Tonight.
The wrong paper, I think.
No discussion? Helen, can you call the roll, please?
Counsel Jarvis?
Aye.
Counsel Hart?
Aye.
Counsel Morrison?
Aye.
Counsel Will Hamel?
Aye.
Counsel Glennon?
Aye.
Counsel Jerry Hamel?
Aye.
Counsel Caparelli?
Aye.
7-0.
Okay, and that is it currently for the applications for the appointed committees. The last item on the agenda is the review of standing committees and council representatives each year. As I understand it in the past, I will give you till the next business meeting, June, or do you do it?
Well, I think in the past what we've done is, if I may, just,
Yeah.
we don't go through it as a group because that would take too long.
Right.
But everybody writes down what they're interested in and
And
gives it
hands
to
it to
you.
me.
And then you, at the next meeting, announce and say, you know, based on your request and what I think will work or whatever. Here's
Okay.
here's the appointments.
All right, and do I do that? I don't do that at the workshop, right? That's too quick, or do I?
Well, this is, the workshops, yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah, right. Well, if we had it done, no, you wouldn't have time to get it, to correlate it.
Unless you all hand them to me tonight.
Yeah.
If you know it.
I, the second year in a
That's
row,
mine.
I
Here's
doodled
Jen's.
all over my sheet.
Good work,
You're giving it to a doodler, so.
Oh, right, yeah, we said, yeah, okay.
Here's mine.
now.
Thank you,
Some of my
Dana.
better doodles, actually.
Jennifer Dana. 659.
3064.
I'm okay with
Okay, can I have your paper, though? Because I won't remember Wilford.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mine's not scribbled up.
She right.
Scribble it. Here, write your name on it. Name on it. That's your writing? I know.
Thank you.
Just giving you a hard time. I know. Did you get my call?
Gonna have to get a bigger binder.
I was gonna take you off 8 and you went home.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Sure,
I had a question.
but, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't have my line.
I haven't done that ever.
Dana, go ahead.
Perhaps the former chair can answer this. Did we have a rep from the council to the NCDC?
No.
None, okay.
Jen scribbled NCDC on her side. The NCDC, the council makes appointments to it, and it can be a counselor, but it's an open seat to the public. And I think there's a position that was vacated when Judy Ryan resigned. She resigned because of concerns about Rivermore and she lives there.
Right,
and
right.
There's going to be a lot of negotiations between the two parties, so she didn't feel that she could participate in that without representing who she wasn't sure.
Okay.
So she resigned in April, so the council, I think there's been a request to the town administrator to post that.
Okay,
So the public at large will be able to apply for that one position, and most of the terms are up in January.
in January. Okay, thank you. I'll second that motion to adjourn.
Any discussion?
To adjourn.
Call the roll.
Counsel Jarvis?
Aye.
Counsel Hart?
Aye.
Counsel Morrison?
Aye.
Counsel Will Hamel?
Aye.
Counsel Glennon?
Aye.
Counsel Jerry Hamel?
Aye.
Counsel Caprielli?
No, yes, aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Ariana, I'd like to say you got that whole thing in under 40 minutes.
Thank you.
Nice job.
If you can do that 2 meetings in a row,
This is the
It'll be
first
a
and
really
probably
good-
the last.
If you keep this up, we won't even have to show up anymore after a couple of months.
Yeah.
It's